Hello, yoga community. It's Courtney with Grand Park. Way to make it to your mat today. It's really important we make space for ourselves so that we treat others with kindness and space. Today we're going to be working with a concept in yoga philosophy, which is one of the niyamas, which is called santosha. So santosha loosely translates as contentment, acceptance, being with things as they are. So this is actually a very active way of being. It can sound like a passive thing to just be okay with things no matter what. But what being okay with things no matter what does is it puts us in the truth of it, right? And it doesn't make us expend our energy to things that we don't have control over. So it saves that energy so that we can actually calmly go out and make change that we want to see in the world, that we can give our actions to the things that matter instead of giving our actions to arguments, to trying to control other people, the way that they are, the things that they're saying, right? So we're going to practice today with the concept of contentment, with being with our bodies as they are, without fighting how we want them to be. We're also going to be working a lot on balance today, and I'm going to invite us all to place ourselves in the center of ourselves. So we're going to start with a visualization of kind of placing ourselves in the eye of the storm so that we're calm, content, secure, to kind of approach whatever comes at us with a sense of ease, steadiness, and contentment. So if you're with me, let's come to a seat if you're not already. You can sit up in a chair for this part. If you are in a chair, if you can place the soles of your feet on the earth just to ground yourself down to earth, that would be great. If you're on the earth, go ahead and allow whatever's touching earth to ground down. Place your hands wherever they most comfortably fall. Settle the shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. And just see where you are right now. So where is your head? Can you commit your head to being in your practice, in your body, in your breath for the next 40 minutes or so? Where are you in your body right now? So locating your body in space, letting it touch down, letting it be here, letting it fill with the shape of your breath. Settling the shoulders away from the ears, settling your jaw away from its hinge. Let your tongue be heavy inside your mouth. And then for our visualization exercise, with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine you are sitting in the middle of a field. So you might have to use your imagination, or maybe a field that you've been in before is popping up in your mind. Just place yourself in a field somewhere. Allow whatever's touching the earth to really touch the earth. If you're sitting in a chair, allow the soles of your feet to feel whatever the earth feels like underneath your feet. Start to feel maybe some breeze on your skin. Start to notice if it's day or night in your field. And then see if you can really feel yourself steady and strong at the center of this field. And as you feel yourself in that way, start to notice a little drizzle starting to fall upon your skin. So like a little rain shower. We're not reacting to it. We're not going into the house to get an umbrella or a coat. We're just allowing the rain to fall upon our skin, staying steady, staying centered in the center of our field. From here, just noticing that the wind is picking up around you, but you're staying steady in the center of the field, in the center of your body. The rain starts to pick up a little bit, starting to dampen your skin, your hair. Maybe it's a little bit stinging on your skin, but still you remain steady and strong in the center of the storm. Really feel the wind starting to pick up, feeling the rain starting to come down. Maybe there's a little thunder, a little lightning, but you're safe here in the steady center of yourself. Maybe you start to notice that this rainstorm is actually the storm of everything swirling around in our lives. So all the obstacles, maybe all the heartbreak, the arguments, the divide, life being kind of unknown. See if you can stay in the center of yourself as you just witness this all happening around you. Being okay with it as it is, not saying that it's great, that we're glad it's happening, but just being with the truth of the chaos happening around us. Stay steady, stay strong, stay stable in the center of yourself. Take a couple more breaths here, watching it all happen around you, not reacting, not controlling it, being with it, being inside yourself. Go ahead and start to flutter your eyes open. Take back in your space. And this is the feeling we're going to work with today as we balance. So we're going to stay centered in the storm, in the chaos of whatever's happening. So from here, let's start standing. So finding your way to stack your heels underneath your hips. Your shoulders over your hips, hands come to your hips. Steady your gaze on one point at eye level. So if you're looking at the screen, maybe just above the screen, we're going to start to come into our balance. So we're coming into our heel lifts, toe lifts. Just like we did in our visualization, we're going to stay steady in ourselves. We're not going to let the drama of the mind kind of let us get frustrated. If it happens, it happens. We're just going to keep coming back to the steadiness inside of us. Even if you don't believe it's there, I promise you it is. So pressing down into the balls of your feet, rise your heels on your inhale. Staying steady and strong inside. Exhale, heels come down, toes come up. You can also come to a wall if you need a little bit of help with balance. Inhale, press into the balls of your feet, rise your heels. Exhale, let your heels come down, let your toes rise. Keep gazing at one point, keep feeling steady inside. Inhale, press down into balls of feet, lift your heels. Woo. Exhale, heels come down, toes rise. 2 more times, my friends. Inhale, balls of feet come down, heels rise. Exhale, heels come down, toes rise up. Last time, inhale, balls of feet, heels rise. Exhale, heels come down, toes rise. Set your toes down, find your mountain pose, hands come out to the side, close your eyes, steady your shoulders. Feel the strength that is actually inside you. The power you have over your mind to decide how you're going to react to things. Go ahead and flutter your eyes. Feet and heels come together. Sink down into your chair pose. So arms come up over your shoulders. We're sinking back like we're sitting into a little baby chair. We're going to come into our toe lifts, our heel lifts here. Inhale, press into the balls of the feet. Rise your heels. Exhale, heels come down. Rise your toes. Inhale, balls of feet, rise your heels, stay steady inside. Exhale, heels come down, toes lift up. Don't let your mind rule you. Inhale, press down into the toes, rise your heels. Exhale, heels come down, toes lift. One more time, slow and steady. Inhale, balls of feet, heels lift. Exhale, heels come down, toes rise. Let's find ourselves in a forward fold with as much bend in your knees as you need. Feet come hips distance. Let your head go. Let your knees bend if you need them. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows or fingertips dangle. How's your breath? And then we'll go ahead and walk ourselves out to a plank pose. So remember, plank can be knees down on the earth. Hips are in line with your shoulders. Press into your knuckles. Lift up out of your hands. So no scrunchy in the shoulders. Press down. Heels are reaching back if the toes are up. From here, we'll take the elbows down where the wrists just were. So we're coming into balance on the forearms. Belly scooping into the spine. You can be on your knees if you need. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. So we'll move in and out of that a few times. Come down to rest your elbows, to rest on your forearms. Press down into your hands, replacing hands underneath your shoulders. 2 more times. Little crawls. Keep your belly scooped up into your spine. Steady mind, just moving through some movements. Come back to your plank wherever you are. And then let's tap the knees down. Release the tops of your feet. Stack your wrists underneath your shoulders. Collect your breath after that movement. And then from here, on your inhale, belly drops, heart rises through. Exhale, curl in your spine, round in your upper back. Belly scoops in towards your nose. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, scoop everything up and in. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, scoop everything up and in. Find a neutral spine, tuck your toes. So this is option 1. So if you already feel a lot of stretch, please stay here. We're stretching out the feet. If you want to play with a little challenge, a little balance, walk your hands back. And we're going to come to balance our seat on our heels. So the toes are tucked. The seat is resting on the heels. And this is really about stacking bones. So the heels are underneath the hips, the shoulders are over the hips. And then here we'll play with balance. So this is already balanced, right? Or maybe you start to play with a half prayer pose, so taking one hand into your heart. Maybe you play with both hands into your heart. And we're just playing here. So if you're getting frustrated with yourself, change the channel of your mind. So change it to a channel of steadiness, of play, getting ahead of the frustration, not attaching to the drama of it, yeah? Okay, take your hands back down to the earth, walk yourself back to hands and knees. We'll come into our sunbird pose, so all kinds of options for all kinds of bodies here. Take your right toes back, so the heel is pressing almost like you were standing on a wall here. The right hand stays stacked underneath the right shoulder. And then the left arm is going to reach out from the left shoulder. Option 1 is here, or you can start to lift up through your inner right thigh. So you're reaching forward with your left hand, you're reaching back with your right heel. Head is in line with the spine here. Remember, you can also have the toe tapped down if you need some support today. How's your breath? Imagine someone was pulling you forward and pulling you backwards. So instead of getting high in your limbs, think about getting really long in your spine. How's your breath? What's the channel in the mind? So is there drama? If there is, switch the channel. And then exhale, hand and knee down. One cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, pull everything up and in. Find your neutral spine. Tap your left toes back, press into your left hand. Right arm comes out from your right shoulder. Right thumb is up. Scoop your belly into your spine. Option one is to stay here for balance, or starting to play with lifting up through your inner left thigh. Imagine you were standing on the back wall. Reach your right arm forward. Get lots of length. Head is in line with your spine. We're looking down at the mat. How's your breath? How's the drama? Is there anything you can switch? So just make yourself steady in the eye of the storm. On your exhale, hand and your knee down. And then let's find ourselves into a child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come together. Settle yourself down, regroup, regather breath. And then from here, let's press ourselves up and back, downward facing dog. So down dog with as much bend as the knees, with as much bend in your knees as your hamstrings need, as your low back needs. So bend your knees if you're feeling like it's too much somewhere in your low back or in the backs of the legs. Let your head go. We're gonna walk the hands back for a little short dog here. Coming in for more balance. You can tap your knees down if down dog is not your friend. And then take your left hand for your right calf. Maybe you look underneath your right armpit. Press forward into your right knuckles. How's your breath? Replacing your left hand, and then we'll switch to the other side. So right hand becomes light, reaches for the left calf. We're in balance. We're at the command center of ourselves, deciding what's happening in our mind. So even if this pose is not happening in our body, we don't judge it with our mind. We're just with things as they are. Contentment, santosha. Replace your right hand where the hand was before. Take your hands back to your feet. Find bend into your knees. And then from the stability of your feet, roll yourself up to stand. Really nice. Let's find a mountain pose. So establishing our body in space. We're going to come in for our tree pose. So lots of balance, lots of focus. Steady your gaze at one point. Take your hands to your hips. Close your eyes. Remind yourself what it was like to be in the center of that storm. To not attach to the stories around you, to just be in the experience. We're going to do that in our tree. Flutter your eyes open. Ground down into your left leg. So left leg is really stable here. Let's lift up the right foot and just kind of shuffle the right foot around. Remember, you can always come to a wall for any balance pose. So if you need support, you'll take your left hand to a wall. From here, we'll take the right foot into the left leg like a little kickstand. Establish stability here. So this is already tree pose. Keep grounding down into your left standing leg. Keep settling the shoulders away from your ears, rising your heart up to the sky, to the sun. And then listen to what's going on here today. So being okay with our tree as it is, if this is where we're staying today. If balance is feeling pretty good today, you could take the foot to the calf. You could take the foot to the inner thigh. If you have the foot on the inner thigh or the calf, think about pressing the leg into the foot as much as you're pressing the leg into the calf. That really helps with balance, to have everything hug into center, yes? Keep your gaze point, your drishti. You can keep your hands at your hips, or maybe you grow your branches in some way today. Maybe you're a pine tree, maybe you're a big, rich oak tree, maybe you're a redwood, maybe you're a spooky Halloween tree or a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Whatever kind of tree that you feel today, be in the center of your tree. And knowing that trees bow and bend in the breeze. So if there's any breezes that come up, Allow them to flow through, but allow your trunk to be stable, even if stability is not looking like what you think stability looks like today. You're showing up, you're doing the practice, whatever is happening, but you're here trying, which is so beautiful. On your exhale, release yourself out of the shape. Let's just lift our left foot and just kind of wiggle some blood back into the left leg. And then we'll steady our right leg down into the earth. Nice, strong, steady trunk in the right thigh. Hands come to your hips. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. And then let's find and establish our drishti. So steady gaze at one point, steady inside. Ready for whatever happens, not attaching to whatever happens, just being with it as it is. So remember, you can come to a wall, placing your right hand at the wall. If you need that support, please take it. Take care of yourselves. Left foot comes to your right ankle for your treat. We're already here. Find some breaths here. Establish your pose. Establish your breath. Steady inside. If you're wobbling or if you're fighting yourself here, please stay here and work to find that steadiness. If everything is feeling really open and balanced today, the left foot comes to the calf, maybe to the inner thigh. If you have foot on calf or inner thigh, think about pressing the leg into the foot, everything hugging to center. Gazing at our drishti, standing at the command center of ourselves. And then deciding if you want to add any branches. So you can just be a tree stump today. Maybe that's where you're at today. Maybe that's okay, right? Every day is different. Maybe you're feeling beautiful and you want to grow your branches tall to the sun. Doesn't have to look like what you did on the other side. Being with this side as it is, being with balance as it is, not attaching to the drama of how we think it should be. This is the practice of santosha, of contentment, of acceptance. Take one more beautiful breath wherever you are. And then we'll exhale to release. Find your mountain pose one more time. Stand in yourself. Oh, let's actually shake out our right leg before we do that. Bring some blood back into the leg. And then mountain pose. Close your eyes. How do you feel? Where are you? Can you be here in your body? Can you be accepting of your body as it is? Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. We'll find our way to a wall, a cabinet, a chest of drawers, or refrigerator, whatever you have to put your legs up. Closet doors work great. So anything where you can prop your legs up. If you have a wall space, I don't have a lot of clear wall space in my apartment, but if you have a free wall, you could do a legs up the wall. So we're gonna tuck ourselves nice and snug into the wall. It doesn't matter if it's the right side or the left side. So make sure your hip is attached to the wall, your shoulder, and then let's come down to our elbows. Stay with that connection to the wall, the cabinet, whatever you're putting your legs up, and then really make sure your hip is tucked into it. You're gonna want that so you don't have to wiggle into the shape. And then in a really fancy dance move, we'll send the legs up the wall. So you'll turn your booty towards the wall and hopefully your bottom is flush with the wall or flush-ish to the wall. If not, go ahead and set yourself up so your hip is tucked into the wall. That really helps so that we don't have to injure the low back scooting into the wall. So we can have as much bend in the knees as feels good. Take your hands wherever they feel good. It might feel nice to place them on the body. You could also have them wide to the sides or in cactus arms, whatever feels good to you today. And then go ahead and close your eyes. It's totally normal to feel tingles in the legs here, but if for whatever reason it starts to feel too tingly or not quite right, you'll just bend your knees and place the soles of your feet against the wall. So we're going to be here for a couple minutes. This is, in my experience, a great way to get really present, to be in the moment, to be in our bodies, to be in that state of acceptance. So we'll be here. I'm going to be quiet to give us a little space for the next couple minutes. And again, if the legs get too tingly, you'll bend your knees, you'll place the soles of the feet against the wall, and you'll rejoin us whenever it feels like you are ready to rejoin us. So 2 minutes here, focusing on what this feels like, or focusing on the breath. So give your mind something to do so you stay in the experience of the shape. So just a reminder, if your mind has floated off, to bring yourself back into the experience of the shape or the experience of your breath. See if you can watch yourself take 3 more full cycles of breath. At the end of your next exhale, start to slide your heels down the wall or the cabinet, whatever you're working with. And then rolling over to one side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. Take a little pause there. Feel whatever's underneath you. And then you'll use your free hand to press yourself up. And then let's find our way onto our backs. So we'll hug the knees in as we find ourselves on the back. And then we'll take the arms either wide like a T or up in our cactus arms. Send your knees up and over towards the right for spinal twist. So let yourself take up a lot of space here. Let your eyes close. Let your bones, your muscles, everything be heavy. Hug your knees back to center, and then we'll take the knees up and over towards the left, letting the body, again, take up a lot of space. Let the bones, the muscles, everything that can ground down, let it ground down. Let it be held. Knees come back up to center. Let's find our way to a happy baby. So different variations for different bodies. If you can, keep your low back on the mat and grab the outsides of your feet and press your feet up as you pull the feet down. That's option one. If that isn't accessible or the low back comes up off the earth, take your hands to the backs of your calves, maybe even the forearms wrap around the backs of the calves. And then think about hugging your knees towards your shoulders as your low back grounds down. So that's option two. You could also just hug the knees into your chest if that feels the best for you. So take a couple breaths wherever you are in your happy baby pose. And then as you exhale, release yourself into a comfortable position on your back. So that might be flat on the back. That might be the knees bent and the soles of the feet stacked underneath the knees. But do stay on your back if that's accessible to you. We want the heart to be open. We want the palms to be open in a gesture of receptivity. So hands come down by your hips. And then I'm going to come up just to talk us through a couple finishing breaths and a short guided meditation. So go ahead and let yourself ground down here. So let the body ground down. Again, let your bones, let your muscles take up space here. And then we'll come into our 3-count inhale where we pause at different parts of the body. And then we do a long exhale out the mouth. So releasing anything we don't have control over, letting go, being in our breath, in our body as it is. So go ahead and let your breath fall out. Through your nose, inhale the breath to your belly and pause. Inhale the breath to your heart and pause. Inhale the breath to the very top of your head and pause. From your mouth, sigh out whatever you have no control over. Inhale breath to your belly and pause. Inhale breath to your heart and pause. Inhale breath to the top of your head and pause. From your mouth, sigh whatever you don't have control over. Let it go. Last one. Inhale breath to belly and pause. Inhale breath to your heart and pause. Inhale breath to the very top of your head and pause. Exhale, let everything go out your mouth. From here, allow breath to come back in the body however it wants. And for our guided meditation today, I'm just going to call out different parts of the body. And we're just going to be in a mode of accepting that part of the body just as it is. So a little body acceptance meditation here. So close your eyes if they're not already. Make yourself comfortable if you're not already. And then just drawing awareness to your feet, no matter how big or small they are. If they're beautiful or if you don't think that they are, just being with the feet, allowing the feet to fall open, maybe even some gratitude for our beautiful feet that carry us around all day. Drawing awareness up your calves, the fronts of the shins and your knees. Maybe some acceptance for the knees, no matter how persnickety they can be. Drawing awareness up the thighs, the backs of the thighs. The thighs are our biggest muscles and bones in the body. So even if you think you have really big thighs, being in the beautiful acceptance of your thighs, of your strong legs that carry you around. Drawing awareness across your hips, your low back, your belly, allowing your belly to be really soft here. Gratitude for the belly, for digesting food, for being our center of action. Drawing awareness up your back, your spine. Gratitude, acceptance for your back, your spine. Coming across the heart, being with our hearts as they are, being with our emotions as they are, not shifting them, just admitting them, allowing them to be, to flow, to move through. Drawing awareness into our shoulders, into our arms, into the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, and the hands. Being with those parts of our body as they are. Drawing awareness to the throat, to the neck, to all that we say, maybe that we shouldn't have said, and the way that our words can make change and promote love, being with all that as it is. Being with our jaw, our mouth, our breath, being with any sounds that you hear. Allowing your eyes to have a rest and close. Gratitude for the eyes, for seeing, for reading, for noticing all that is beautiful and ugly in our world, the shadow and the light. Drawing awareness to the mind, to being with the mind as it is, to being with the top of the head and the hair as it is. And then just bringing awareness to the entire body in space, letting the body release into the earth. And we're going to stay in Shavasana for a little longer today. So we're going to take a 3-minute Shavasana. I really, really encourage you to give yourself this space to be in your body as it is, in this moment as it is. It's really important to witness moments of openness, of surrender, whatever you're feeling in your body, or if you're not feeling that way, just being with yourself as you are, being in that practice. So I'll be quiet for a few minutes, giving us the space, and then I'll call us back when our time is up. Starting to find some awareness of your breath. Noticing your body and space. Noticing the effects of your practice today. And then starting to find any small movements to wake yourself back up into your body. Starting to find any little wiggles or sways. Maybe you want to take the arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. Eventually rolling over to your right side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then using your free hand to press yourself back up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Drawing your hands in a gesture at your heart and bowing your chin into your chest. Closing your eyes, and I just want to invite us all here to ask ourselves, what can we be better about being more accepting of? So what are you fighting? What are you resisting? And remember, I'm not talking about being passive. I'm just asking us all to come into the truth of things, to notice what we can't change. And instead of fighting what we can't change, we have energy and space to go out and make change, or to show up in a more calm and grounded way. So I encourage us all to take this idea of santosha off our mat, to stand in the eye of the storm as life kind of flails and flies around us, not getting swept up in the drama. Allowing us to stand at the command center of our hearts, of our minds, of the truth, and moving from that place.